Takin, the golden goat-antelope of the Himalayas. In the misty forests and alpine meadows of the eastern Himalayas, where towering peaks pierce the clouds and ancient traditions endure, lives one of the world's most enigmatic and magnificent creatures, the Takin, Budorcas taxicolor. Often called the golden goat-antelope, this remarkable animal stands as a living testament to the incredible biodiversity of the Himalayan region, embodying both the mystique and the conservation challenges that define this extraordinary landscape. The Takin is not merely another mountain dweller. It is a creature of legend, deeply woven into the cultural fabric of the communities that share its habitat. From the valleys of Bhutan, where it serves as the national animal, to the remote forests of Myanmar and the mountainous regions of China, the Takin has captured human imagination for millennia, while remaining one of the least understood large mammals on Earth. Physical characteristics. A masterpiece of evolution. The Takin's appearance is nothing short of extraordinary, combining features that seem borrowed from various animals to create something entirely unique. Standing between 97 to 140 centimeters at the shoulder and weighing anywhere from 250 to 400 kilograms, the Takin is a formidable presence in its mountain habitat. Males are significantly larger than females, with the most impressive specimens reaching weights that rival those of small cattle. What immediately strikes observers about the Takin is its robust, almost bear-like build. The animal possesses a massive, muscular body supported by relatively short but powerful legs, perfectly adapted for navigating steep, rocky terrain. The neck is thick and strong, supporting a large head that houses the Takin's most distinctive feature, its extraordinary horns. Both males and females sport horns, though those of males are considerably more impressive. These horns begin by growing outward and slightly downward from the skull, then curve dramatically upward and backward, creating a shape reminiscent of a lyre or ancient helmet. In mature males, these horns can reach lengths of up to 64 centimeters, serving not only as formidable weapons in territorial disputes but also as impressive displays of dominance and genetic fitness. The Takin's coat varies dramatically depending on the subspecies and season, creating one of nature's most striking color transformations. The most famous variation is the golden Takin, BT Bed 40, whose coat ranges from pale gold to deep amber, giving the animal its golden goat-antelope moniker. During summer months, this golden coat gleams in the mountain sunlight, creating an almost mythical appearance that has inspired countless local legends. Other subspecies display different colorations. The Mishmi Takin, BT Taxicolor, exhibits darker browns and grays, while the Bhutan Takin, BT Whiteye, shows variations from cream to reddish-brown. The Sichuan Takin, BT Tibetana, typically displays the darkest coloration, with rich browns and blacks dominating their coat pattern. These color variations are not merely aesthetic, they represent evolutionary adaptations to different environmental conditions and serve as natural camouflage in their respective habitats. The Takin's face is equally remarkable, featuring a distinctive inflated nose that serves multiple purposes. This enlarged nasal structure helps warm and humidify the cold mountain air before it reaches the lungs, while also enhancing the animal's sense of smell, crucial for detecting predators, locating food, and communicating with other Takin across the vast mountain landscapes. Habitat and distribution. Masters of the mountain realm. The Takin's world is one of extremes, where altitude, weather, and terrain create some of the most challenging living conditions on Earth. These remarkable animals inhabit the temperate forests and alpine regions of the eastern Himalayas, ranging across elevations from 1,000 to 4,500 meters above sea level. Their distribution spans 4 countries: Bhutan, northeastern India, northern Myanmar, and south-central China, with the largest populations found in the Chinese provinces of Sichuan, Shaanxi, and Gansu. Within this range, Takin show remarkable habitat preferences that reflect their specialized adaptations. They favor dense temperate and subalpine forests dominated by rhododendron, bamboo, and various coniferous species. These forests provide not only food but also crucial shelter from both predators and the harsh mountain weather that can change from pleasant to life-threatening within hours. The Takin's seasonal migration patterns reveal their intimate knowledge of their mountain home. During warmer months, herds move to higher elevations, taking advantage of rich alpine meadows and the abundance of fresh vegetation. These summer pastures, often located above the treeline, provide access to a diverse array of plants that have evolved specifically to thrive in high-altitude conditions. As winter approaches and temperatures plummet, Takin descend to lower elevations where dense forest canopy provides protection from snow and wind. These seasonal movements can involve vertical migrations of over 1,000 meters, demonstrating the animal's remarkable ability to navigate complex terrain and their sophisticated understanding of seasonal resource availability. The specific habitat requirements of Takin make them particularly vulnerable to environmental changes. They depend on large, contiguous forest areas that provide diverse vegetation throughout the year. Forest fragmentation, whether from human development or natural disasters, can severely impact Takin populations by disrupting migration routes and reducing access to seasonal feeding grounds. Behavior and social structure. The complexities of mountain society. Takin society is far more complex and nuanced than early researchers initially understood. These animals exhibit a sophisticated social structure that varies dramatically with season, age, and environmental conditions. Understanding Takin behavior requires appreciating the intricate balance between individual survival needs and group dynamics in one of the world's most challenging environments. During the summer months, Takin form large mixed herds that can include dozens or even hundreds of individuals. These aggregations are not random gatherings but carefully structured social units with clear hierarchies and behavioral patterns. Adult males typically occupy the periphery of these herds, serving as sentinels and protectors while also competing for mating opportunities. The heart of Takin society revolves around maternal groups consisting of females and their offspring of various ages. These groups demonstrate remarkable cooperation in caring for young, with experienced females often acting as aunties to calves that are not their own. This communal care system significantly improves survival rates for young Takin, particularly important given the challenges of raising offspring in such a demanding environment. Male Takin behavior changes dramatically with age and season. Young males remain with maternal herds until they reach sexual maturity, typically around 4 to 5 years of age. At this point, they either join bachelor groups or begin living more solitary lives, only approaching mixed herds during the mating season. Mature males are impressive creatures whose behavior during rutting season showcases some of nature's most dramatic displays of strength and dominance. Mating season, which typically occurs from July to August, transforms normally peaceful males into fierce competitors. They engage in spectacular battles, clashing their powerful horns together with forces that can be heard echoing across mountain valleys. These confrontations are not merely tests of strength but complex behavioral interactions that determine breeding rights and social hierarchy. The victorious males gain access to receptive females, ensuring that only the strongest and most capable individuals pass on their genes to the next generation. Communication among Takin involves a sophisticated array of vocalizations, scent marking, and body language. Their calls range from low, rumbling grunts that carry across long distances to sharp alarm barks that instantly alert the entire herd to potential dangers. Scent marking is particularly important, with individuals using specialized glands to leave chemical messages that convey information about identity, reproductive status, and territorial boundaries. Diet and feeding ecology. Herbivorous specialists of the high country. The Takin's feeding ecology represents one of the most remarkable adaptations to high-altitude herbivory found in any large mammal. These animals are highly specialized browsers and grazers, capable of extracting nutrition from plant materials that many other species cannot effectively digest. Their dietary flexibility and efficiency have enabled them to thrive in environments where food quality and availability fluctuate dramatically with altitude and season. Takin are primarily browsers, meaning they feed on leaves, shoots, bark, and other woody plant materials rather than grass. Their diet includes over 100 different plant species, demonstrating a remarkable ability to identify and utilize diverse vegetation types. During summer months, when they occupy higher elevations, Takin take advantage of the brief but intensive growing season that characterizes alpine environments. Key components of their summer diet include various species of rhododendron, whose leaves provide essential nutrients and secondary compounds that may help protect against parasites and diseases. Bamboo shoots represent another crucial food source, offering high protein content and rapid digestibility. The animals also consume a wide variety of wildflowers, herbs, and grasses that flourish in alpine meadows during the short mountain summer. As elevation and season change, so does the Takin's diet. In autumn, they increasingly turn to bark, particularly from birch and other deciduous trees, as well as fallen leaves and nuts. This seasonal shift requires significant physiological adaptations, as bark contains much higher levels of indigestible lignin and requires specialized gut bacteria to process effectively. Winter feeding presents the greatest challenges for Takin survival. Snow cover can make ground-level vegetation inaccessible for months, forcing the animals to rely heavily on browse materials from shrubs and trees. Their powerful builds and climbing abilities allow them to reach vegetation sources that remain inaccessible to many other large herbivores. The Takin's digestive system reflects these dietary demands. Like other members of the bovine family, they are ruminants with multi-chambered stomachs that enable them to break down complex plant materials through bacterial fermentation. However, their digestive efficiency is particularly impressive, allowing them to extract maximum nutrition from low-quality forage materials. Water requirements for Takin are met through a combination of direct consumption and moisture obtained from vegetation. During summer months, they have access to numerous mountain streams and springs. However, in winter, they may rely heavily on snow and the water content of their food plants. Conservation status. Guardians of an uncertain future. The conservation status of the Takin reflects the broader challenges facing wildlife throughout the Himalayan region. Currently classified as vulnerable on the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN Red List, Takin populations face a complex array of threats that range from habitat destruction to climate change impacts. Understanding these challenges is crucial for developing effective conservation strategies that can ensure the species' long-term survival. Population estimates for Takin vary significantly across their range, partly due to the difficulty of conducting accurate surveys in their remote and challenging habitat. The most recent comprehensive assessments suggest that fewer than 10,000 individuals remain in the wild, with populations fragmented across 4 countries. China holds the largest populations, particularly in the Qinling Mountains of Shaanxi Province and various reserves throughout Sichuan and Gansu provinces. Habitat loss and fragmentation represent the primary threats to Takin survival. Throughout their range, human activities including logging, agriculture expansion, and infrastructure development have reduced and fragmented the large forest areas that Takin require. Road construction is particularly problematic, as it not only removes habitat directly but also creates barriers to seasonal migration and increases access for hunters and poachers. Climate change poses an emerging threat that could have catastrophic impacts on Takin populations. Rising temperatures are causing shifts in vegetation zones, potentially eliminating the cool, moist forest conditions that Takin require. Changes in precipitation patterns could affect the timing and abundance of plant resources, while increased frequency of extreme weather events could directly impact survival rates. Human-wildlife conflict is another significant concern, particularly in areas where expanding human settlements encroach on traditional Takin habitat. Takin occasionally damage crops or gardens, leading to retaliatory killings. Additionally, their impressive horns and supposed medicinal properties make them targets for poachers, despite legal protections throughout their range. Hunting pressure varies significantly across different regions but remains a concern even in areas where Takin are legally protected. Traditional hunting practices, while historically sustainable, can become problematic when combined with modern weapons and increased human populations. Commercial hunting for international markets poses an additional threat in some areas. Conservation efforts. Hope through collaboration. Despite the challenges facing Takin populations, numerous conservation initiatives offer hope for the species' future. These efforts combine traditional protection approaches with innovative strategies that address the complex, transboundary nature of Takin conservation needs. Protected areas form the backbone of Takin conservation efforts. Major reserves including the Tangjiahi and Wulong National Nature Reserves in China, the Jigme Dorji National Park in Bhutan, and the Namdapha National Park in India provide crucial habitat protection. However, the effectiveness of these protected areas depends on adequate funding, enforcement, and community support. International cooperation has become increasingly important for Takin conservation, given that populations span multiple countries with different legal and administrative systems. Collaborative research projects are providing new insights into Takin ecology and behavior, while shared conservation strategies help ensure consistent protection across political boundaries. Community-based conservation programs are showing particular promise, recognizing that local communities must be partners rather than obstacles in conservation efforts. These programs provide economic incentives for habitat protection while respecting traditional cultural practices and knowledge systems. In Bhutan, where the takin is the national animal, cultural reverence for the species has translated into strong conservation support. Research and monitoring programs are expanding our understanding of takin ecology and providing crucial data for conservation planning. Modern techniques including GPS collaring, genetic analysis, and remote camera surveys are revealing new information about population dynamics, movement patterns, and habitat preferences. Cultural significance. Legends of the Golden Beast. The cultural significance of the takin extends far beyond its biological importance, representing a powerful symbol that connects human communities with the natural world. Throughout its range, the takin appears in folklore, religious traditions, and national identity in ways that reflect the deep relationship between mountain peoples and their environment. In Bhutan, the takin holds the highest possible cultural status as the national animal. According to legend, the takin was created by a 15th-century Buddhist saint known as the Divine Madman, who supposedly combined the head of a goat with the body of a cow. While clearly mythical, this story reflects the unusual appearance of the takin and its important place in Bhutanese culture and identity. Traditional ecological knowledge from indigenous communities has provided valuable insights into takin behavior and habitat needs. Local hunters and herders possess detailed understanding of seasonal movement patterns, feeding preferences, and social behaviors that complement scientific research efforts. This knowledge, passed down through generations, represents an invaluable resource for conservation planning. The takin's role in traditional medicine systems, while contributing to hunting pressure in some areas, also reflects the deep respect that many cultures have for the animal's perceived power and significance. Understanding these cultural dimensions is essential for developing conservation strategies that resonate with local communities. Future prospects. Challenges and opportunities. The future of the takin depends on our ability to address the complex, interconnected challenges that threaten its survival while building on the conservation successes already achieved. This will require unprecedented cooperation among governments, conservation organizations, research institutions, and local communities across the species range. Climate change adaptation will become increasingly important as rising temperatures and changing precipitation patterns alter mountain ecosystems. Conservation strategies must account for shifting habitat conditions and potentially assist takin populations in adapting to new environmental realities. This might include corridor creation to facilitate movement between suitable habitats and active management of vegetation communities to maintain appropriate browse species. Technological advances offer new opportunities for monitoring and protecting takin populations. Satellite imagery and remote sensing can track habitat changes over large areas, while improved survey techniques can provide more accurate population estimates. Genetic research may reveal important population structure information that can guide management decisions. Education and outreach programs will play crucial roles in building support for takin conservation. By helping people understand the unique characteristics and ecological importance of these remarkable animals, conservation organizations can build the constituency necessary for long-term protection efforts. The takin stands at a crossroads, facing an uncertain future in a rapidly changing world. However, the combination of dedicated conservation efforts, growing scientific understanding, and cultural appreciation for these magnificent animals provides reason for cautious optimism. The golden goat antelope of the Himalayas represents more than just a single species. It embodies the incredible diversity and resilience of mountain ecosystems and the ongoing challenge of balancing human needs with wildlife conservation. Success in protecting the Takin will require recognizing that these animals are not merely biological specimens but integral components of complex ecological and cultural systems. Their survival depends on our ability to work across boundaries, geographic, political, and cultural, to create a future where both humans and wildlife can thrive in the majestic mountains that the Takin calls home. The story of the Takin is far from over. With continued dedication to conservation, research, and community engagement, future generations may yet have the opportunity to encounter these magnificent creatures in their mountain strongholds, ensuring that the legend of the golden goat antelope continues to inspire wonder and respect for the natural world.